I turn into my mother's driveway in North Hollywood. The Sunday afternoon sun, warming my shoulders through the car. Window. The familiar fragrance of gardenias from her. Front yard blends with a savory aroma, drifting. Out from the kitchen, Sunday dinner, a Roman family. Tradition, as predictable as my father's. Rants about the Dodgers, and my sister's latest shortcut to wealth. What isn't predictable is the buzz of energy inside the house as I push open the front door. Something feels off. My stomach knots. Octavia. Perfect timing. Mom calls from the dining room. Her voice pitched higher than usual. That tone. I've heard it before. When she's especially proud of something Nala has done. It never brings good news for me. I follow the sound of her voice and stop in the archway. My parents and Nala are gathered at the dining table, leaning over what appear to be marketing materials. Glossy, professional flyers spread across the polished mahogany surface. Dad's reading glasses balance on the tip of his nose as he examines one. Nala, cheeks flushed with excitement, points to something on another with her manicured finger. Then I spot it. Familiar text printed across one of the sheets. My name, my credentials. Something icy slides down my spine. Come look at what your sister has put together, Mom says, beckoning me with that smile. The one that expects me to be impressed, to be supportive, to fall in line. I step forward as though moving through water, muscles stiff, as I force my expression to remain neutral. Years of practice. Proudly, Mom hands me a flyer, her eyes shining. Isn't it wonderful? Check out the tagline. I read the words, each one striking my stomach like a stone. Approved by our family's own nutrition expert, Octavia Roman, RDN. My grip tightens on the glossy sheet. My credentials, my license, my years of schooling and training. Being used without my knowledge or consent. Nala bounces on her toes, unable to hold in her excitement. It's a meal prep business. Healthy food delivered right to people's doors. I've already got 20 pre-orders from people at my gym. 20? I managed to say, my voice hollow. I'm calling it Nala's plan. She continues, ignoring or choosing not to see my reaction. I've worked out all the finances. With your nutrition expertise backing it, people will pay premium prices. Dad looks up from the brochure, his face, showing he's already sold on the idea. You're not using that fancy degree anyway, Octavia. Might as well put it to work for the family. The family. Always the family. A memory resurfaces. Me at 12, bent over textbooks at the kitchen table while everyone else gathered in the living room to celebrate Nala, making junior varsity cheer. My perfect report card taped to the fridge, buried under Nala's crayon doodle. My college graduation, summa cum laude, Mom and Dad showing up late, leaving early because Nala had a date to prepare for. My RDN licensing ceremony, the culmination of years of effort, attended only by Dr. Winters, my mentor, while my family sat at Nala's community theatre play. Years of handing out free nutrition advice to every family member who asked, then watching them ignore it. Or worse, claim the credit when it worked. Did you know, I say softly, setting the flyer down with careful precision, that using an RDN's credentials without proper licensing and consent is a violation that could lead to fines and penalties. For both of us, the room goes quiet for a moment. Then Dad waves a hand, dismissive. Nobody follows those rules anyway. Just government red tape. This is what family does for each other, Octavia, Mom adds, her tone hinting that I'm being difficult. We support each other's dreams. My dreams have never been part of the calculation. Your sister has worked so hard on this, Mom presses, resting a hand on Nala's shoulder. The least you can do is help her succeed. Nala's eyes shimmer with tears. Right on cue. I've seen this act before. The trembling lip. The quick glance toward our parents to check that they're watching. Family comes before career. Dad states firmly. The words weighted with expectation. It isn't a suggestion, it's an order. Mom steps between us, playing her endless role as peacemaker, though somehow her compromises always land on Nala's side. Honey, we're only asking for your signature on this form, so Nala can use your credentials in her marketing. It's just a small favor that could destroy my license, my reputation, my career. The weight of their expectations presses in on me from every direction. It's a familiar weight, one I've carried all my life, the dependable one, the one who sacrifices, the one who doesn't rock the boat. I need time to think about this, I finally say, knowing even that soft resistance will be treated as betrayal. Right on cue, the sighs of disappointment fill the room. Don't let your sister down again, Mom murmurs as I head for the door, the word again stinging like a slap. When have I ever let Nala down? When have I ever been anything except supportive? In my car, finally alone, my carefully composed mask cracks. But what surfaces isn't tears, it's resolve. My apartment feels claustrophobic tonight, the walls pressing closer as I pace between kitchen and living room. The image of that flyer won't leave me. My name, my credentials, years of work, reduced to a marketing bullet for Nala's latest scheme. The harsh glow of my laptop screen cuts through the dark as I type her name into the search bar. 3 clicks later, the evidence glares back at me. Worse than I'd feared. Nutritionally balanced meals, approved by Octavia Roman, RDN. The text scrolls beneath photo after photo of perfectly lined meal containers on Nala's Instagram feed. Not one post, dozens. Stretching back 3 months, my stomach twists. This isn't new. This isn't a plan. This has already been running. I scroll further, reading customer comments beneath each post. Your dietitian's protein recommendations really helped my recovery. Can your RDN suggest meals for diabetics? Love that these are overseen by a professional nutritionist. Each comment lands like a blow. 3 months. 3 months of my sister selling meals under my professional approval. 3 months of liability piling up while I remained unaware. My phone buzzes. Dr. Winters, my mentor from UCLA. Octavia, I saw your sister's meal prep ads on Facebook. Please tell me your RDN license isn't being used without a formal agreement. My throat tightens. I only found out today. This is no small matter, she replies, sharper than I've ever heard her. The board treats credential misuse very seriously. Fines begin at $5,000 and can climb to $10,000. Suspension is possible. I never consented, I protest, panic creeping into my tone. The board won't care. Your license, your responsibility. Shut this down immediately. When we hang up, I dig deeper into Nala's digital trail. Her business page lists meals at $14.999 each. Scrolling through orders, I see at least 200 meals moving every week. I reach for my calculator. That's $3,000 in weekly revenue. With her recipes, ingredients cost about $5 a meal. She's pocketing around $2,000 profit per week. And all of it under my name, without telling me, without sharing a dime. A text from Marcus, a trainer I collaborate with, pops up. Client asked about your sister's meal service. Said your name's all over the packaging. What's happening? Before I can reply, an email notification flashes from the LA Health and Wellness Expo Committee. Octavia Roman, we'd love to feature your expertise. At our upcoming event, the realization hits hard. The expo, one of the industry's biggest, Nala isn't just stealing my credentials. She's leveraging connections she doesn't even have. I open my parents' Facebook pages. Next, Mom's latest post. So proud of Nala's entrepreneurial spirit with her meal prep business. Creating jobs for the family. Jobs for the family. The phrase triggers another memory. Sunday. Mom casually suggesting I should help package meals. Scrolling. I see Dad's post. My daughter's professional meal prep service. Designed by a certified RDN in the family. My hands shake as I slam the laptop shut. It isn't just Nala. It's all of them, building a business on my back, expecting me to shoulder the risk. I grab my keys and drive straight to Nala's apartment without warning. Her face shows surprise when she opens the door, quickly replaced by defensive irritation. You could have texted first, she snaps, blocking the doorway, like you could have asked before using my RDN credentials. I push past her into the kitchen. Meal containers cover every surface, and stacks of labels with my name and credentials sit neatly beside them. I need these gone, I say, picking up a sheet of stickers. All of them. Every mention of me. Every use of my credentials. By tomorrow. You're overreacting, Nala says, arms crossed. It's just marketing. It's fraud. I fire back. And it could cost me my license. Nobody cares about technicalities, she retorts, echoing Dad's dismissal. The licensing board cares. The health department cares. I pull up the regulations on my phone, shoving them toward her. Fines start at $5,000. Up to $10,000. Suspension possible. For the first time, I see doubt in her eyes. You wouldn't report your own sister. I won't have to, if you strip every mention of me. Now? Fine, she mutters, tears pooling right on cue. I'll change the labels. And the posts. All of them. Her lips tremble. But I don't buy it. I need proof. I insist. Tonight, 3 hours later, I watch her delete the final Instagram post, tying my name to her business. She's bitter, resentful, but compliant, at least for now. We should talk terms, she says, as I grab my things, a calculating gleam replacing the tears. If you want to be officially involved, we could work something out. I pause at the door. Terms. The first admission that my expertise has value. A small victory in a war I never asked for. We'll talk, I reply carefully. After you have permits and health approvals in place. Her silence confirms she has neither. Driving home, my phone lights up with texts from my parents. I ignore them. This fight has only just started, and I need to prepare. By morning, my phone buzzes for the 7th time in an hour. I know it's Mom without looking. The first 6 messages followed their usual script. Concern, disappointment, guilt, each one another brick in the wall of obligation. They've been building around me since childhood. I swipe the alert away and return to the commercial lease spread across my table. The North Hollywood property costs more than I planned, but the location is perfect. Right between 3 high-end gyms, with clients who can afford personalized nutrition. The phone buzzes again. Mom, you're breaking your sister's heart. Family helps family. Call me. I set the phone face down and study the lease. The landlord wants a 2-year commitment. I've been saving for 5 years, living in an apartment half the size I could manage, driving a car with 180,000 miles. I've got enough for the deposit, 3 months' rent, and basic equipment, but then my father's voice barges into my mind, uninvited. You're not using that fancy degree anyway. But I am using that degree. Every day with my clients, every meal plan I design, every transformation I guide forward. The doorbell chimes. I'm not expecting anyone. Dr. Winters stands on my doorstep, silver hair pulled into her trademark, no-nonsense bun, a leather portfolio tucked beneath her arm. You look awful, she says, brushing past me into the apartment. Have you slept at all? Not much. I close the door. What brings you here? She sets her portfolio on the counter and pulls out a folder. The health department finally processed your application. You're officially licensed to operate a meal prep facility. Pending inspection of the site. I take the folder with both hands. Another piece of the puzzle clicking into place. You're really moving forward with this, she observes. Studying me. I am. Good. She produces a second folder. The LA Health and Wellness Expo wants you as a featured speaker. Topic: Ethical Nutrition, Building Trust Through Compliance. 20 minutes, main stage, Saturday afternoon. My stomach knots. The very same expo where Nala is preparing to launch. Dr. Winters arches an eyebrow. Is she? She posted yesterday, still using my credentials. Her lips press into a thin, hard line. Then perhaps it's lucky I came prepared. She slides out a third folder. Health code requirements for temporary food facilities at public events. Each violation carries a $750 fine. I skim the pages. Temperature logs, hand washing stations, visible permits. The knot in my stomach loosens. Rules, structure, order. The opposite of everything Nala does. Thank you, I say, closing the folder. For all of this, she waves it away. You earned it. I didn't drag you through certification. You did the work. The work. Years of studying. While my family attended Nala's, community theatre shows, late nights dissecting, research while they celebrated her commercial. Callback. That's weekends buried in textbooks. While they helped her move. Deposit fully covered by my parents. My phone buzzes. Text from Marcus. Got you wholesale prices on Kaiser equipment. Call me. Dr. Winters notices the flicker of a smile on my lips. Your colleague from the gym? Yes, he's helping with equipment sourcing. Good, you'll need allies. She glances at the lease papers spread across my table. When do you sign? Tomorrow. I'll be there. You don't have to. I'll be there, she repeats firmly. After she leaves, I stand surrounded by paperwork, the scaffolding of my future. Another text buzzes through, this one from an unknown number. Hi, Octavia. Joanne from BFit Studio here. Marcus gave me your number. Do you have space for a new client? I need someone who understands real nutrition, not just Instagram diets. Before I can reply, another message arrives. Octavia, Sam here from Marcus's gym. Can I get on your wait list for when you open? Heard great things. The validation feels strange, almost uncomfortable, like shoes that finally fit after years in hand-me-downs, 2 sizes too small. The doorbell rings again, this time a delivery, the business cards I ordered last week. I trace the embossed letters with my fingertip. Octavia Roman, RDN, Evidence-Based Nutrition and Fitness. My name, my credentials, my terms. I pin one card to my bulletin board and step back to look at it. For years, I've told clients to set boundaries with family and friends who undermine their health goals. You're allowed to prioritize your well-being. Your health isn't negotiable. The irony doesn't escape me. That night, I dream of my college graduation. In reality, my parents arrived late and left early for Nala's play. In my dream, they don't come at all. I stand alone in cap and gown, diploma in hand, watching classmates hug their families. I wake at 3 a.m., the ache of invisibility pressing against my chest. Unable to sleep, I head to the 24-hour gym. The night manager gives me a nod. We have an understanding. No chatter at this hour. I move through my workout in silence. Each rep, each set, a meditation. With every lift, the ache eases. By the time I finish, shirt soaked with sweat, dawn has lightened the sky. On the drive home, my phone rings. Mom, at 5:30 in the morning. Octavia, thank goodness. Your father and I are sick with worry. You haven't answered our messages. I'm fine, Mom. Well, we need to talk about Nala. She's devastated by your lack of support. She's had to redo all her marketing. The financial damage is serious. The old guilt surges up, threatening to drown me. I pull over, close my eyes. Mom, I have to go. I have an appointment. At this hour. With who? With myself. I hang up before she can answer. Later that morning, I stand in the empty commercial space that will become my gym. Sunlight pours through wide front windows. Dust motes spinning in the air. Marcus circles the room, tape measure in hand. HVAC's solid, he says. Plumbing needs work, especially for the kitchen. I know a guy who'll do it for half the contractor's quote. I nod, mentally slotting it into my expense spreadsheet. You know she'll show up at the expo, he adds. My sister. I know, and with your family behind her. I know that too. He stops measuring, meets my eyes. Are you ready for that? The question hangs heavy. Am I ready to stand opposite my family, to claim space they've never given me? Yes, I say, startled at the certainty in my voice. I'm ready. That afternoon, I meet with the small business attorney Dr. Winters recommended. She reviews my LLC documents, nodding approval. Everything's in order, she says, sliding the stack across the desk. Once we file these, you'll be officially in business. I sign each page, my signature growing surer with every stroke. Dr. Winters witnesses. That night, alone in my apartment, I take down my framed RDN certificate. It's hung in my bedroom for years, seen only by me. Tomorrow, it will hang in my gym, visible to everyone. A notification buzzes. An email from the Expo committee, confirming my speaking slot and booth assignment. I open the map. My pulse spikes, directly across from my booth. Nala's Nourish plan. As if on cue, my phone rings. Mom, I let it go to voicemail. Octavia, we need to discuss the expo. Your father and I think we've found a compromise. I set the phone down and return to my highlighter, marking sections of the health code, temperature control, sanitation, permits. For the first time in my life, I'm not worried about disappointing them. They should be worried about disappointing me. On Sunday, I arrive at the Los Angeles Health and Wellness Expo 3 hours before opening. The convention center looms in pre-dawn darkness as I pull into the loading zone. My booth materials are packed in labeled bins, everything arranged to match the handbook guidelines. Need help with those? A staffer asks as I lift a container from my trunk. I've got it. Thanks. The weight feels good in my arms. A physical reminder of the preparation that brought me here. Inside, the vast hall hums with early activity. Vendors assemble elaborate displays. Staff zip by on carts. I find my space, B42, and begin unpacking with methodical precision. Every piece fits into place, exactly as planned. My banner, Octavia Roman. RDN, Nutrition and Fitness Solutions. Unfurls crisp and straight. Sample cases with temperature monitors snap into position. Permit documentation sits squarely on the counter. Impossible to miss. By 7:30 a.m., 2 hours before the doors open, I stand back and take in the booth. Everything is ready. The booth shines with professional simplicity, a sharp contrast to the flashy displays surrounding it. My samples are properly chilled, thermometers clearly visible, stacks of business cards, my RDN, credentials and license number prominently displayed, sit neatly beside brochures describing my gym's new meal prep service. A stir across. The main aisle draws my attention. Nala. She directs 2 hired helpers as they set up a booth directly across from mine. A placement that can't possibly be coincidence. Her setup bursts with hot pink banners glittering with Nala's Nourish plan and photos of meal preps arranged in a staged, Instagram-perfect spread. Not a single temperature gauge in sight. No permits visible. I focus on arranging my presentation materials, deliberately ignoring the moment our parents arrive, hauling extra boxes for Nala's booth. Mom catches my eye and waves uncertainly. I give a small nod and continue working, 45 minutes before the doors open. A line of fitness professionals gathers near my booth. Colleagues who received my preview emails about the presentation. Marcus, my equipment supplier, flashes me a thumbs up from the coffee station. Octavia, Dad's voice behind me. Your mother and I came to support both our daughters today. I turn to face him, expression carefully professional. That's nice. He glances at my booth, eyebrows rising slightly at the polished organization. Your sister could use help with her permit forms. The inspector's making rounds. I'm sure she'll manage. I adjust my badge so my credentials are clear. Family helps family. He insists, voice dropping lower. Naylor's put a lot of effort into this business. So have I. I meet his gaze evenly, and I've done it legally. Mom slips in beside him, her smile taut. Sweetheart, we're proud of both our girls. Surely you can spare 5 minutes to help your sister. Before I answer, a woman in a grey suit approaches, clipboard in hand. Health Department. Inspector Davis. Which vendor am I speaking with? Octavia Roman, RDN. I extend my hand. Booth B42. She checks her list. You're on my rounds. Let's take a look. Her inspection is precise. She reviews my temperature logs, storage methods, business license, and temporary food service permit. She notes my ServSafe certification, verifies my RDN credentials. Everything's in compliance, she says, initialing my form. Excellent preparation. Ms. Roman, not everyone treats food safety this seriously. Thank you. The validation feels stronger than I expected. She crosses to Nala's booth. I greet early visitors, though I can't ignore the inspection growing more tense by the second. Inspector Davis's tone sharpens as she points out violations. Nala gestures wildly, her face reddening to match her banners. Without refrigeration and permits, you cannot serve food samples. The inspector declares, these temperatures are far outside safe limits. But my sister, Nala points toward me. Your sister's operation is properly permitted and equipped. Inspector Davis interrupts. She pulls an orange tag from her clipboard. This booth is non-compliant. You may hand out information, but no food service is allowed. The sign goes up just as the expo doors open. Mom rushes to comfort Nala, darting apologetic looks at the onlookers. Dad argues with the inspector, raising his voice about overregulation and harassment. I welcome my first guests. Steady despite the chaos across the aisle. Attention expo attendees, the PA system announces. Our featured speaker series begins at 11 a.m. with registered dietitian nutritionist Octavia Roman, presenting safe and legal meal prep, building sustainable nutrition businesses. In Seminar Room C, a fresh wave of visitors moves toward my booth, comparing my professional setup with Nala's bright banners, now marked by the orange violation notice. 2 Instagram fitness. Influencers ask about collaborations. A gym owner inquires about wholesale. Partnerships. She did this on purpose. Nala's voice carries. Unrestrained. She reported me to make herself look better. Mom tries to hush her. Dad glares at me. Extended family members hover awkwardly, watching it unfold. I stay composed, explaining subscription options to an interested fitness coach. Inside, calm replaces the anxiety that once lived in my chest. This isn't revenge. It's standards and consequences. By late morning, my seminar is standing room only. Business cards vanish from my table. My tablet pings non-stop with sign-ups and payments through the seminar room's glass wall. I glimpse my family packing up Nala's booth. The orange tags still hanging. They leave without speaking to me all day. Congratulatory texts flood my phone. Colleagues stop by to commend my work. And though a piece of me aches for the fractured family bond, A deeper truth settles in. This moment is more than professional success. It's liberation. The steady stream of professionals at my booth, their questions filled with respect, affirms it. My preparation has spoken louder than confrontation ever could. Sometimes, silence, followed by excellence, is the strongest response of all. On Sunday afternoon, I arrive at my parents' house, half an hour after their urgent text. 3 cars already fill the driveway. Dad's Lincoln, Mum's Subaru, and Nala's candy red Mustang she financed but couldn't afford. The expo's aftermath still lingers like smoke. The door opens before I knock. Mom hurries out, hands fluttering near my shoulders. Everyone's waiting in the dining room, she says, voice tinged with reconciliation. We need to talk about what happened. I nod and follow her inside, my evidence folder heavy in my arms. The dining room looks staged. Nyla at the table with red-rimmed eyes. Dad standing by the window, arms crossed, as I enter. Nala's tears restart right on cue. How could you? She cries, mascara smeared. You humiliated me in front of everyone. I place my folder on the table, unmoved. 3 days ago, her words would have pierced me. Now, they feel like watching a movie with a familiar ending. The health inspector shut you down, Nala, not me. Dad turns, his tone sharp. This petty competition between you two has gone far enough. Competition. The word almost makes me laugh. There's never been competition. Mom slides into peacemaker mode. Honey, we just don't understand why you couldn't share your success with your sister. Family supports. Family. Does family steal from family? I ask quietly. Nobody stole anything. Dad snaps. Your sister had a setback because of technicalities. Technicalities you could have helped her with. I open my folder and lay down the first document, a screenshot from Nala's Instagram. Notice the date, 3 months ago. She was already using my credentials. Before she ever asked, Nala's sobbing falters for a moment, then resumes with even more drama. I place a second paper on the table. A health department citation for preparing food in an uncertified kitchen. No food handler permit, no business license. These aren't mere technicalities. They're the law. Mother reaches for my hand. Octavia, we understand you're upset. I'm not upset, I say. I'm setting boundaries. I keep laying out the documents. This is a financial breakdown of what Nala's business would have cost me. If she'd been caught using my credentials without permission, I'd face fines up to $10,000 and possible license suspension. The room goes quiet except for Nala's sniffles. You've always been so petty about your accomplishments, Mother says, disappointment heavy in her voice. Why can't you be generous? My name isn't community property, I answer, my voice steady. It isn't something you can borrow when it's convenient. We're talking about family. Dad thunders, but he falters when he reads my expression. I wait. For the first time, my family has nothing to say. Nala knew about the permit requirements. I continue, placing the last document on the table. Here's her correspondence with the health department from January. They explicitly told her what she needed. Nala's tears stop suddenly. That woman was totally unhelpful, she spits. She was doing her job, I counter, just like I'm doing mine. Father's gaze lands on the business card at the top of my papers. Octavia Roman, RDN, owner, Total Balance Fitness and Nutrition. Something shifts in his face. Your own place? He asks, his voice smaller than I've ever heard. Opened last month. 120 members already. Mother blinks rapidly. You never mentioned. You never asked. Nala wipes her eyes. Calculation replaces tears as she studies me. Not seeing the dependable older sister, but someone she hadn't fully assessed. I'm not here to argue, I say, gathering my papers. I'm here to set terms. My name and credentials are not available for anyone's use. Not even family. Especially not family. If you try to use them again, I'll report it immediately. You do that to your own sister. Mother whispers. I'd protect my professional license from anyone who threatened it. Father sinks into a chair, age showing in the slump of his shoulders. And what about this family? Are you walking away from that too? That depends on you, I say. I'm willing to help Nala pursue legitimate certification if she's serious. I'll even mentor her through proper business setup, but only if my boundaries are respected. Silence stretches, heavy with decades of unspoken expectations. I should go, I say at last. I have clients waiting. Nobody tries to stop me as I head for the door. No emotional pleas or manipulative sighs follow. The absence feels like fresh air after years underground. In my car, I check my watch. Still time to swing by the gym before my evening appointments. My phone buzzes with 5 new membership notifications today. I drive away without looking back. The street is familiar, but the direction is new. At the first stoplight, I exhale fully for the first time in years. Let them think what they want. My name belongs to me now. I unlock my gym door at 5:30 in the morning, a full hour before my first client arrives. 4 weeks since the expo, and the smell of fresh paint has finally faded, replaced by the clean scent of sanitized equipment and the faint trace of yesterday's meal prep from the kitchen. 123 members. The number still astonishes me each morning when I check the system. Light filters through the east-facing windows as I walk the empty space, running my hand along the smooth reception desk. My reception desk, my gym, my vision. My phone buzzes. Another text from Mom, the 3rd this week. Just checking in, honey. Dad and I were thinking maybe we'd stop by to see your place. Let us know if that would be okay. I place the phone face down without replying. Not yet. The boundaries still feel new and fragile. The wall calendar catches my eye. It's exactly 1 month since opening day. 1 month of proving what's possible when you refuse to cut corners. 1 month of silence that speaks louder than any argument. Marcus arrives at 6:15, keys jingling as he comes through the door. Morning, boss lady. He grins, dropping his gym bag. Big day, huh? 1 month down. Empire in the making. 1 month of not getting more than 5 hours of sleep, I reply, smiling despite myself. Worth it though, right? He gestures to the whiteboard, where our revenue projections have been exceeded week after week. The Nourish and Move membership package is killing it. The irony isn't lost on me. Nala's failed Nourish plan has become our most popular offering. Reborn legitimately, built on solid ground. Have you heard from your sister lately? Marcus asks, as if reading my mind. Indirectly. Mom mentioned she's looking into actual certification programs. I shrug, surprised by how little I feel about it now. Good for her if she follows through. By 7, the morning crowd arrives. Professionals stopping in before work. Retirees avoiding the midday rush. They greet me by name, ask about their meal plans, share progress from the previous week. No one here sees me as only the responsible one. No one diminishes my credentials or expects me to sacrifice my standards. At noon, I slip away to my weekly therapy session with Dr. Lloyd. Another choice my family would never understand. Spending good money just to talk about feelings. How's the boundary maintenance going? She asks after we settle in. Easier than I expected, I admit, though Mom keeps testing the waters. And your father? Radio silence, I reply. I don't elaborate. The absence of his criticism feels almost peaceful. By evening, the gym is bustling with after-work clients. At 7, I lock the front door and flip the closed sign. The staff, my chosen family, gather in the break room, where I've arranged a small celebration. 1 month ago, I begin raising a glass of sparkling cider. None of this existed. No proper permits, no health department approval, no legitimate business. No sleep, Marcus adds, and everyone laughs. To doing things right, Dr. Winters says, raising her glass, my mentor drove across town to be there tonight and to support the future dietitians who will benefit from Octavia's scholarship fund. The announcement surprises me. It's only an idea I've been toying with. It's brilliant, says Tessa, my newest trainer. Just like your certification program concept. We talk late into the evening, sharing stories about family expectations and professional struggles. I'm not the only one who's had to choose between peace and integrity. After everyone leaves, I walk the darkened gym alone. The wall of member transformation photos, still small but growing, catches my eye. Real results. Honest work. My phone buzzes again. Mom. And I slip it back into my pocket without reading the message, smiling as I turn out the lights. Sometimes careful preparation and silence are the strongest comeback. I didn't have to hurt anyone. The truth did it for me.